I think that one thing I learned at a very young age is that the game is about dedication and sacrifice. It's a huge commitment, and that sometimes, for a young player and a talented young player, and you've got to look at really the long game, that just by making some of those sacrifices, what might come out of that in the future.
It leaves a massive gap. So are we pressing or are we not pressing? Hey, it's a team discipline. If we're pressing, press. Or just pressing by yourself isn't going to do it. Come out the shade, there's a big hole. So work together.
From a football perspective, I think that you should give everything a go. So every opportunity that presents itself, whether it be in Canberra or further afield, I think it's in real good interest, if possible, to go and just give that a go. And even at the end of that process, if it's not the outcome that is wanted, whether that be signing a contract in an A-League club or overseas, I think that you shouldn't be left in a few years' time just thinking, well, what if I would have done that, who knows? So yeah, just get the opportunity and then make sure you give it a go.
My name is Russ Gibbs. I'm head of communications, commentary and marketing at Capital Football, and I'm a football commentator who commentates on local NPL, Premier League stuff here, FA Cup, international football when I get the chance, Women's A-League and Men's A-League. Football's been played in Canberra for heaps of years now, and through that time teams have come and gone, clubs have been promoted and relegated. The scene's quite dynamic, and this year we've got a really strong competition to look forward to. The couple of sides that we've got are historical, and there's some new teams coming through as well, so it's really quite an exciting part to be part of it right now.
Oh, football's practically been all of my life. I think for the life lessons I've learned in football have helped me to progress in life. But growing up as a young player in Canberra, it's been a pathway to a higher level of football for me as a young player.
I guess for me, I've been playing football since I was 3, 4 years old. I guess you're growing up, everyone's growing up, loving football, supporting teams, playing. And then I think it's just the whole culture around it. So for me, it's everything you know, I guess. I mean, it's what we've all waited for, I guess. So since we were young, watching A-League, I think there's been a bit of a distance between Canberra and A-League and the supporters here, because I guess there's a lot of supporters here. There's people who go and watch the game. So I think having an A-League team is a big thing, and I can't wait for it to start.
Talent-wise in Canberra, there's an awful lot of good players, got a lot of good young players as well that we've seen come through our Premier League setup from junior levels up to senior levels. At the moment though, there's no pathway for them to go after they've reach our NPL levels. There's no A-League team for them to reach at the moment. There used to be a youth league side, but that's gone by the by for the time being. So at the moment, our young players, as talented as there are, need to leave Canberra to go and find opportunities elsewhere. And we're seeing that as player drain of young players heading towards Sydney or Melbourne, where they feel opportunities are better for them. It's to the detriment of our game, and we'd like to see more opportunities for our young players in this town, because technique-wise and ability-wise, they're up there with the best in the country.
Can you tell us a little bit about Connor Mynott-Smith? him as a player, your experience watching him as a player from where he was when he first and where he is now?
Yeah, Connor's always on the bench. He's not that good, actually, so we never see him play.
Great turn, Connor Mynott-Smith. For Connor Mynott-Smith. T-work from Mynott-Smith to bend it goalwards. It's a really good finish from Connor Mynott-Smith.
My name's Connor Mynott-Smith. My biggest interests outside from football, I like to better educate myself in business. I'm really interested in developing a career outside of football for myself. I'm interested in spending time with family. In terms of football, that's the main interest. That's number one. But everyone has their other hobbies, their other interests, and there's some of mine that I like to do. My earliest memory of playing football would be when I was born in Sydney. As a baby, my mum used to hold me by the legs, and she would, with a ball, she would just use my legs to hit the ball. And that, even though I don't really remember, I see photos of it, and I think that was the reason why I started. I think my mum, she was the main reason why I started playing.
Well, I'm Lara.
I'm Rob.
And we're Connor's parents. And we live in Royalla, which is a beautiful little country estate outside of Canberra. We have 2 children. Connor's our oldest. We have Mitchell, who's 15. And we have a dog called Chewy.
I'm Mitchell. I'm Connor's brother. I enjoy playing football as well. I enjoy watching him play football. And basketball is also a good sport that I like. That's pretty much what I do. We don't do a lot because he's always with Ella, but otherwise, yeah, he's a very good brother. Does everything for me. He's a good brother in general.
So you said you guys don't do much together, right? But what do you guys have in common?
Football, I guess. I don't know, not much I can think of, really.
Connor's been kicking a ball since before he could actually walk. When Connor was born, we lived in North Parramatta in Sydney, and we had a beautiful little home, and I was home with him all the time. So to entertain myself, I would take him out in the backyard with a ball that was probably as big as him and run around with him between my legs and kicking the ball. Probably bruised him, but I was kicking all around the backyard. And then when he could walk, he would kick the ball. We had a neighbour who was Italian who used to take him down to the pitch and have him run laps and do sit-ups and push-ups from the age of about 3, maybe 4. And then when we moved to Canberra, Rob enrolled him into football when he was still in preschool, so he started with Brindabella Blues, and he did under 5s and under 6s, and by the time he got to under 7s, he was carving up the field so much that they just said it's not fair for the other kids because he would just grab the ball and score, and then grab the ball and score.
Yeah, my name's Ian Worthington, current head coach at Monero Panthers. Yeah, we have a mixture of youth and those more experienced players that have come in from other clubs. At the start of this year, we were very fortunate that we managed to get the chance to bring Connor in from another club in the region who thought very highly of him, as do I, and we were very fortunate to bring him into Monero. Yeah, it's pretty well known, and such a reason why Connor was so sought after, even though he's classed as a younger player, which he is, but technically gifted for sure. Extremely brave, whilst not being the biggest player, is able to match competitive duels, find space, very, very technically and positive minded. And we've already seen this season that he also can finish and has scored a few goals for the club.
My strengths as a footballer, I think set pieces for sure. You know, I've scored a couple this year, and I think I've worked on them for so long, and they're finally coming through, you know, in big games as well, in important moments. Shooting as well, I think, sets me apart from other players. My ability to use both feet, outside the box, inside, you know, anywhere, I'm able to score. And I think that another thing that sets me apart is my ability to beat players in tight areas, in open areas, you know, 1v1. I'm a technical person on the ball. I'm able to shift the ball and move around players really well. So they're my strengths and what I think sets me apart.
All the way himself here. Oh, goodness me! Connor Mynott-Smith with a beauty! He twisted and turned and found a finish from the top draw.
The reason I started was Lionel Messi. I've idolised him as a footballer my whole life. I try to play like him, my play style. Obviously everyone's different, but you know, he made me love the game.
Lionel Messi has conquered his final peak. Lionel Messi has shaken hands with paradise.
I think as I've grown up, my biggest role model has been my dad. I should say to him more, I don't think I have, but he's had a hard life. You know, I won't get into it, but every day when I wake up, thinking about some of the things he's been through, it motivates me so much more to push through and, you know, hopefully make it to chase my dream, but also to give him that, you know, that dream that his son made it. So every day he motivates me to be the best I can.
What I liked about the soccer was, up to recently, I was his Uber driver. So taking him to soccer, bringing him home from soccer, driving him hours to football games, interstate, was a chance to sit and talk with him, which you don't normally get as boys get older. You know, parents get a chance to have such one-on-one time with your children. I really look forward to that and enjoyed it immensely.
Hi, so my name's Ella. I've been Connor's girlfriend for about 8 months now, but we've known each other for quite a few years. I played soccer for my whole life, so I feel like that's how Connor and I kind of clicked instantly and developed such a strong relationship and friendship within that as well. I'm still in school, I'm in year 12, so Connor and I are in the same year, so we have a lot in common in terms of that sense. But I feel like I'm more focused on academics and, you know, pursuing my dreams in terms of going to uni and getting a job, and then just enjoying watching Connor play soccer on the side.
How we met, you know, I've known her since year 7, so, you know, quite a few years. We were friends for a while. And then last year she actually hit me up on my birthday. And then since then, you know, we just developed a relationship and it just happened. You know, there wasn't anything specific. We just grew together and became close, and that was that.
Alright, here we go. I wanna know what it's like to grow old with you. Oh yeah, I wanna know what it's like to grow old with you.
together for 8 months. It's probably been the best 8 months of my life, to be honest. And I can't thank her enough for everything she does. Just in terms of supporting me, struggles that I go through, the wins that I go through, she's always there. And I try to be there for her as well.
As I said, Connor and I weren't close when he had that really difficult year.
I've really gone through some hard times and some struggles to get me to where I am today. The hardest obstacle I had to go through in football was a couple of years ago. I was much younger and I went through about a year and a bit where I lost all confidence, lost all belief in myself. I got distracted and it wasn't a good year for me. My football was terrible. I didn't enjoy myself. I didn't enjoy anything I did. I was just a grumpy kid, stayed in his room. I didn't even want to go to training, to be honest with you. I was just sick of it. And that was simply, a certain couple of coaches I had that just took that confidence away from me. And took that self-belief away from me. To come back from this was difficult. It was definitely a lot of growing I needed in myself. I had to talk to my mum. My mum's a very spiritual person. She helped me understand certain things. It took me a while to even go and talk to her about it. I had to even go see a psychologist and talk to, how I was feeling. Just letting it out and just speaking to someone about it definitely did a lot for me.
Whether it's Connor or boys his age or girls their age, all trying to make it into professional sport, there's a lot of mental anguish they have to go through because it's everything they do is their journey. And I think sometimes the supports are not around, and there's a big role for parents. Parents all across the world are there for their children all the time. And because I don't think that the parents weren't in that position, I don't think we'd see some of the most outstanding athletes we do in the world at the moment. Parents do amazing jobs to get their children to where they need to be.
We are much more conscious of mental health now within our players, and it used to just be called as like sports psychology and dealing with players' confidence and how they are in training and in a game situation. And then fortunately, with my work with the English FA, we looked at like the holistic model around football, and it really broadened our knowledge, and something that I've learnt and brought over here, that you've really got to consider what's going on outside of the game as well as inside the game. And again, the pressures of life, such as your study, players who will need to earn money outside of football, and you just don't know what their day or their weeks look like by they turn up to a game on a weekend or to a training session. And you've really got to know a little bit more about your players rather than just on the football pitch. So the more you can get to know your players and the more the players open up, which is very, very difficult and takes a whole deal of confidence to do that. You've got to really have a relationship with the players where if things aren't going particularly right off the field, you're aware and you can help, because if you know about that, I think that's what gets the best out of the players on the pitch. And I always think that if you can speak out and you have the confidence to speak out and trust in a coach or a player, then you'll end up getting a better outcome rather than just keeping things to yourself.
I think Connor has a gift. He was given a gift to play football. So I think his life, whatever he does in his life, will be interwoven with football. I think they go together. Connor and football go together. You can't part them apart, right? I think I said to Connor the other night, he has a gift. He's meant to play professional football. There are a lot of people out there playing football and they're good footballers, but they will not get to be professional footballers. Connor has the gift, has the ability, has the desire, has the determination to get it. And I think that should be what he goes for, because everything will fall in place after that, whether it's his future work, his relationships, where he lives, they'll all be tied to his success in being a professional footballer.
I have a lot of goals for myself. Short term being bettering myself as a person, developing my relationships further. Long term being achieving that professional football contract. I want to start a business as well outside of football, because having a plan B is always important. And I'll chase these goals every single day, do everything I can to achieve them. But I think I'm definitely ready for the next step in my journey.
You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes after or what came before. You just gotta bend your knees, take a deep breath, and jump. And you might think, what if I fall? Well, what if you don't? What if you fly?
It's a vibe, ain't it? I got the hustler mentality on the grind, baby. Manifesting, look at all of this, my mind made it. Take your time with it, baby, I don't mind waiting. Pour it up, you can tell that I'm faded. Bring it on the bacon. It was me against the world, seen them hits I was taking. Took them like a champ, big smile on my face, took it to the bank. You looking at a man.